It's not a tool directory, it's highly curated. The last thing I want to do is give someone 3 options and 2 of them look nearly the same and I don't distinguish them and they're like, why do you recommend both? Which one should I pick?
The other thing is, like, when you say your stack and the tools that you use, you're being completely honest about that and completely objective. It's like, bro, you can literally look at my desktop right now, look at my, bookmarks, and you will see that I go to these websites all the time.
This is not specific to a person. This is just like, it's literally tool finder. So it doesn't have like your unique perspective of the tool itself.
All right, boys, we are back again here. Christian, Nick Arce, this is sick. As you guys know, last time we talked about like the tools archive and everything like that. We're here for another session. We're going to dive into the tool single, kind of like go over some other things. And Christian had some homework from Nick last time. We kind of just jump into that, just shared that before we went live. But yeah, so let's dive in.
Yeah. So real quick, I want to go back to what we did last time. We had kind of briefly created a design for the tools archive. And after that, I spent about 5 more minutes after the call kind of going through like, okay, how can we refine it just a little bit? And we ended up landing on this design, kind of showing the different categories and then the top picks that Christian would have inside of those cards. So that's the direction we're going for the archive page. Now, kind of going into the single, so single tool, not the single, because there's going to be 2 different types. There's the single category, so like what is the email hosting page going to look like, or the password manager page. There's that, but we're going to hop into like, what does the NordVPN page look like? And so what I had Christian do is I had him document, and I haven't even read this yet. This is my first time reading it. Was what does he want that tool page to show? What does he want the user to be able to do? And we're going to go through this real quick and kind of make sure that we understand the objective first, and then I can go in and start designing, and we'll go through that. But first, what do we want the user to know about the tool? We'll want them to know category. So Craylor's pick, best value, best performance, etc. Christian, I'm assuming too, we also want them probably to know like what type of software it is or tool it is.
That's a good call out. I suppose, I don't know if it's redundant to have that on the tool category page. I mean, definitely the tool single, it could say email hosting or VPN or, whatever product it is.
Okay.
So I guess it's like category 1 or honestly, maybe that's more like a tag instead of a category, the Craylor's picks thing.
Yeah. This is, I didn't mention it at the top to you guys, but this is literally the first time that Nick and I saw this. So, Christian said before we went live that I'll probably have some feedback. So I definitely do even already on this, because this is like your stereotypical situation of now you have to make a lot of decisions data architecture wise, because like you have taxonomies, like, and they can obviously be like, categories or tags, which just means are they hierarchical or not, or whatever, however, WordPress decides to deal with that. But the thing is, like, we already have one taxonomy, at least. I can't remember specifically if we created more, but the one we've been talking about, we just called it tool categories. And that's like the categories within that taxonomy are web hosting, VPNs, domain registrars, etc. So that's like one thing. But now we have to consider, you could do this a couple different ways too. And Nick, I'm sure you have some comments on like, should you be filtering and thinking and categorizing things by taxonomy versus like meta, data like in each one of them. But if we just keep it simple with taxonomies, how are we gonna we gotta like think of like the tool categories as one, but then also like these other ones, there could be multiple. Like there might be like a web hosting, obviously, that's going to be best value, a VPN that's best value. I'm trying to think the best, is that even a taxonomy, or is it almost like to some degree, it probably is. Like, would you want to see all of the best value at any point of all the categories is an example I could think of?
Yeah, well, I'm leaning towards no, but
I think the thing is though, is that they're going to be different. Like best performance, like that's only going to be on hosting, right? Like that's not going to be on password manager, so I think it's going to be dependent on the individual tool. I don't know how you would do that architecturally yet.
Here's one thing is it might be nice. Maybe we just do this the dumb way, and this is like a separate page we build that's not smart with dynamically built. But I do see wanting a page or a way to filter so you can just see Craylor's pick. I was envisioning that as a tag because I've been using the term best overall, but for me that kind of means like this is the one I use. So I think I want to change it to Craylor's pick to be like, this is the tool that I personally use in this category. But there's also these other ones. This one's a good value. This one has good performance. Whatever the tags may be. So I could see someone saying, I want to see all the tools that Christian uses personally. And that's an example of filtering like that.
That does go back into our thought of that whole stack thing though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the answer is yes, but it's almost like there's like architecture, but then also how are we going to say that? Like, how are we going to put that? Is there going to be like you envision like an actual like stack page then is what you're saying? I don't know if it's going to be a page, but
yeah, I mean, that's why I was saying maybe we just build that page by itself. I don't know. It's like, do we make this a filter feature of the archive or do we make this a page? And whether it pulls data dynamically or not on that page, it still, to me, feels different than if we design the entire archive around having that filter.
I would almost say it needs to be its own page.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Even if we weren't going this direction, even if we were, we had the individual items like this, I still think it'd be its own page. And I feel like the picks would be different than a stack if we ever go and do that. Because you might have like your top tools that you love, but you might not use them on a daily basis, right?
Right.
Yeah, see, we're going back to kind of this real quick. Let me just add another kind of idea here. It could still stay as a tool category, but the tool category gets excluded from this. And then you have a unique single category page for this like Craylor pick tool category. I'm literally just going to grab this card right here. I'm going to throw it in. Let's give this the website background. Let's change this to be something different. Not this, like a view. Let's just say view Craylor specs for now. And we want something visually interesting about this to kind of draw people to it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You get the general idea, right? Like it's going to just highlight your top picks first.
And you're saying this is on our tool library, like you're actually building this where this would go?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably put it at the top.
Okay.
And then like, so if they want to see all, or you could even actually, you could do it at the bottom here too. Like, so they can see the individual categories and like see the picks. Well, you're already displaying the picks here.
Yeah, that's the thing is one of those, there's no way in this design to call out what's my pick per se, but there's absolutely going to be crossover unless we put like a star is kind of cringy, but like a different color. I don't know. That might be confusing from a UI standpoint, but like try to get the user to understand if it's this color or if it has a star or something, it's my pick. I don't know. Because it's probably always going to be listed first. Because I'm basically changing my term. I used to call it best overall, and the best overall one is like 99% of the time the one that I personally use. So that would kind of rank number one, I think, because we talked about like the ranking order in the CPT might dictate how it gets displayed on the page.
My only thing with that though is like, is that enough of a reason to say it like that? Like I know you said like 99.9% of the time, but like, is there ever a time where you're not going to use the best overall pick? Like, I just feel like we're conflating a little bit. It's like these picks, like these tools, like you're rendering a comparison and kind of a review on them. And then we have that stack idea, which I think needs to happen, but it's kind of siloed over on its own situation, its own island. But then you're kind of like bridging it with like this kind of like Craylor pick concept that's like, yeah, this one probably is the best. That's why I use it. But are you telling me you never have decided to use a different one for some other reason, but you actually like there's like a really niche reason that I need to use a tool, but I actually don't think it's the best overall. Like that's never going to happen. I just feel like it's a little.
No, it does happen for sure. There are some examples.
I'm not trying to go in the weeds, super deep in the weeds here, but what I'm saying is I think the simpler option is to kind of keep them slightly more independent of one another, because you could still leverage the stack thing heavily, and people give a shit about that. Like, they want to know, hey Christian, listen, bro, just tell me all the tools that you use in all these categories. I don't want to fish through all this shit. Like, just tell me the ones that you use, and then you have a page that's like all the categories and the things that you use in all those plus other ones. But some people are going to want to come here because they see your videos and like, oh, what are all the tools that Christian has looked at, because they trust you as a source to review.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They care more about your knowledge, not necessarily what you use. Those people care about like your opinions on it. But they might not necessarily have the same reasons that you do to use those tools. You know what I mean? So they're not going to just blindly pick the one that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's a little more holistic, because I guess if I position it as my picks, that's kind of trying to force people down that path, or heavily encourage them to use that when maybe it's not the best option for them.
But the other thing is, like, when you say your stack and the tools that you use, you're being completely honest about that and completely objective. It's like, you can literally look at my desktop right now, look at my, bookmarks, and you will see that I go to these websites all the time. But when you have like your pick, it's like that actually might be more of an opportunity to, if you really wanted to like sell that or something. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm saying like, it's just, I feel like it's a lot more subjective.
Yeah.
And it's like
see that.
saying, like, I actually kind of like your idea of like kind of best in class or best overall, because then it's like, yeah, this is what I think for this one. I might not necessarily use it, but this is based on my testing and everything like that. This is what I do. I just feel like it's a subtle difference between these two things, but I think there's enough that you should probably keep them separate in a way.
Okay.
My thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm open to it. I was trying to appeal to more like the personal brand side of things, but I think by adding the My Stack page, that's already doing enough.
I'm gonna make that note, because we might, this might even switch to, instead of showing like, the top 3, like this may change to only show the top one. And then this may change to be something like view tool comparison, something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be more of like a comparison guide type idea. So just some ideas there. Back to tool single. See, this might, like we're talking about here, this might change to like, there could be like I would say maybe choose like, we'd have to find a tag that is like stays with 3, and that tag stays the same regardless, like best overall or top choice, second best, whatever, like have the exact same 3 that can be used across any. That might be the better option, instead of saying like best performance. Yeah. And then you can go into detail as to like why it's the second best or why it's the top pick, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Our issue with that right now is that all these aren't the same, right? Like if we went, like I'm on my other screen here, I'm going to like Christian's site and it says best overall, best budget option, best private email. That's for email. But then if I go to VPN, well, some of them, so they overlap, but you also put like the thing on there. So it's like, yeah, Nick, if you open like VPNs and you open like email, it'll say like best budget VPN. The other one said best budget option. I'm not worried about the actual semantics of the words and what it's written right now. But my point is, like, if we look at all these, there's 4 of these. But like there would be categories of tools that you probably, like, are you going to put privacy first on all categories? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, so it's like you don't really need to do it. Oh man, I'm thinking of some interesting shit now.
Well, the thing for me with Nick's idea, I kind of understand just giving it like top, this is my first pick, second, third. I kind of get that, and I understand terms like privacy forward don't really make sense now that I'm looking at it. The only thing I'm kind of stuck on is the budget option or value option, because I do think that's really useful to a user. Like that might get lost if it says second choice, even if they're reading and I say in there, I like this because it's affordable. I think some users they're going to be like, just, give me the cheap option. I'm on a tight budget here.
I think there's some value in the pricing conversation. But yeah, these are what I would say right now is all of these these, we'll call them like kind of awards, like best in whatever.
Yes.
They're very unique. Like right now, like there's some crossover, but they're very unique. So it's like, man, there's so many different ways to do it. There's not really a right way. Like
value.
Yeah, there's like, you could almost just put them all in like individually in a way. There's just not enough, like when you're trying to think of a taxonomy, you're thinking of like commonalities, and there's just not a whole heck of a lot. I'm wondering if there's a couple that would be really unique, like Nick just had there, and then there's, or like really common, and then the rest of them could be based off of kind of like something else, like more specific, you know, because like I'm assuming you do want something like this for hosting. Like you do want a best for WooCommerce like award, so to speak, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, because the only way around that is if I break it out and do a WooCommerce hosting category and a WordPress hosting.
Yeah,
that's I could,
too tight.
But
yeah, I think you're bored. Yeah, you could if you get more, but yeah, you're kind of borderline. Like it's just like that's getting like super specific.
The downside though to this way is, you know, on my page I have like best managed and best for high performance sites, and even I'm like, what's the difference? What does that mean? Isn't that the same thing?
That's it's an opportunity for education though.
It's kind of like I've tried to almost invent awards sometimes when I like two options, but they're very similar, because I never want to say best managed twice or best overall twice. But then I get into really complicating it and trying to subtly distinguish the difference.
Yeah, I feel like sites like this, honest to God, like this one and the Tool Finder one, I do feel like the differentiator that they do, obviously there's like high level categories, but the thing here is like, look at this. You know how these stand out? They're sponsored. Well, actually, that one does have, well, wait a second though. Those do have top picks though.
Top pick.
Whoa,
well, let's go to like note taking. Okay. Top pick, hidden gem.
What the fuck does that mean?
Gem. Right. Promoted.
That's
right. So like if I go here, and here's the difference. Like this is not specific to a person. This is just like, it's literally Tool Finder. So it doesn't have like your unique perspective of the tool itself.
Right.
If you had that though, like let's just think about that real quick. Like if you had that Tool Finder set up with that archive and everything, one of my tags would almost be like, I feel like could be in my stack. Like, and that would be, that would be a tag. And then when you look, again, forget how you get there or whatever, but like that page or that archive of in my stack for that specific category is that page. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all you're trying to do is denote all these things. I love the idea of hidden gem, but what the hell does that mean? I don't know. We could talk about this for literal years.
That almost goes into like kind of figuring out not just the archive here, but the individual, like this page, like email hosting. What is email hosting going to look like? How are we going to show those tools, right? All right, tool category, we know we want that to show. That's going to link to the single taxonomy page. It's easy. Short description, visible at the top, free versus paid tool. I'm assuming this is like another tag here.
Yeah, so that might be merged with the number of dollar signs below. This is something Mark and I talked about a while back, is I don't want to put a price on like my current site, because that's going to be a nightmare to chase.
To change out. Yeah, don't do that.
We do want to have dollar signs like the restaurants on Google Maps, maybe like as a way of showing the user, you know, it's cheap. You got it. So that's probably like one and the same right there. Disclosure of exclusive deals. Here's what I mean by this. It definitely is going to need some help in the UI to make sense to the user, but the concept is basically, have they given me a unique promo code that's a deal you can't find somewhere else?
Yeah, like slash deals.
Is it, and I mean, Mark, let me know if you think this is too in the weeds, but I'm even thinking, checking like people do with Prime Day, like, is my code cheaper than anywhere else I can find? Because there are companies that will give every creator a promo code and it's the same deal for everybody. I don't know if I should go to that level of detail, or just be like, if I have a promo code, it goes there.
So typically for you guys watching, maybe like really interested in this, the quick context is pretty much in this space, anybody can sign up for affiliate programs. Like anybody can do that. That's like kind of level one. Some places don't let you sign up. Some people, they vet that, but most people, like anybody, even don't have to use the product. You can sign up for an affiliate thing. You give out your affiliate link, and then somebody pays normal price and you get a commission. When you get into the point where you're at, like Christian is, where you have like an audience and you can leverage that, then a lot of times you can reach out to those places and you will get you'll get either like affiliate commission or you'll get a sponsorship or whatever. And generally that's where you see these YouTube videos where like, hey, save 10%, use this code, save 10% off of, a month of hosting or whatever. That's what Christian is talking about. And I think that that's 100% has to happen and has to be, all put together on like a /deals page. But obviously on each one of these tool pages, like you can, reference that and see that there. To your point, Christian, about like, or you're saying like, look at it and it's like, enter code Craylor at checkout. Are you saying like actually check against other people and see if it's the best? Or
yeah, just a way to indicate. I mean, no matter what, I want to list the promo code, but should we have a, now that I say this out loud, I'm like, no, that's a bad idea, because there's no way I can guarantee to the user between the last time I looked and now that there's not a better code out there.
I like the idea, but I don't think it's like feasible and practical to constantly be doing that. What I think the way that you say this is just like, hey, listen, these are deals that I have negotiated or leveraged or whatever the copy is for that on like for you from these tools. And because you are a viewer of my audience, you get these perks. Like, don't worry about other people. Don't worry about being the best. It's better than going to the website and buying it. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, because people have tried to do that, and it's like, that's a cool idea. But like, especially for minimum viable too, like just deals page. Here you go. They're all right here. You like any of these things? Go save some money and help support my endeavors as well. So yeah, I would just position it kind of like that. But it's a must-have on the single, and then I think again, like kind of like an archive, so to speak. I don't know if it'd be an archive exactly, but I think that's important.
I'm kind of wanting to do something. This is right up Nick's alley, but something in the UI. I don't know if it's just on the single or single and archive, but my goal is to encourage brands who haven't given me a promo code to give me one. So something to make the tools stand out more that have them. So if and when those brands email me and say, hey, what can we do to get the more eye-catching background or the star, whatever it is, it's like, well, hey, you can give me a promo code. That's all it takes to get that different version of the card.
It's almost going to be like it's very similar to Tool Finder then.
Because in my eyes, I am more likely to get conversions when there's a promo code. So it's sort of telling the brand, like, help me help you by helping me.
Yeah. Well, no, it makes sense for everybody. They take a little bit off their margin, but they'll make more sales. I had a thought about that. The Tool Finder one has those ones that are sponsored, and they have like, a purple card as opposed to a gray card or whatever. I think that's like a really important thing to like consider and plan for. I just at this stage though, I would like wonder, like, do you think there's anything that you could actually do for that? Because now we're talking a little bit more business here as well.
Sure.
Like you're talking not just marketing the website, but also the whole time we've been talking about like marketing UI UX and like that experience, but that's like actually monetizing the UI now. So
I think, I might be wrong here, but my gut instinct is I never want to do that because this is not a directory. This is my recommendations. And I hold that very closely. If it was a site like Tool Finder, then sure, of course, you can sponsor it. You can have your ad spot and rank higher than the other tools. But I think that cheapens my recommendations if I allow that. What we maybe want to do, I don't know, this is more of a Mark question, but do you think I should disclose if they've been a sponsor at any point or they're an active sponsor just for like audience transparency?
You mean in the tools, like the tool itself?
Yeah, well, saying, I don't know how I would define that because some companies have sponsored like 5 years ago and they haven't renewed. So I don't know that I want to like list it forever, but maybe if I have like a recent engagement with them. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's 100% necessary, but like in actuality, I think the way that we were doing this is like in our tools single, we're going to have a section that says like related videos. So those related videos would be any videos that you, tough part is it's not going to be every video, but it'd be any video that you posted that you have as a post on the website that has them in it, and those relationships are managed, via whatever, and it would just show up in a conditional section, right? But like, so that kind of like potentially, not always, signals that you did something with them. Some of them might have been organic, but some of them might not have been. So there's that. I don't think you have to disclose it. And
no, I don't think so.
In actuality, like it shouldn't change your opinion anyway.
Yeah,
on this part. So I would probably table that unless there's like a really important reason that I can't think of right now to do that.
Got it. Okay.
So this is the beginning of the single here. Look at this.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm kind of probably shouldn't be doing it this way. Like, again, I probably should go towards like, I'm going too much into the details here. I really need to step back and like wireframe it. I like this idea of the larger buttons only because this is kind of where we can go from like just get the application, or actually showing like get 20% off as a Craylor fan, right? I don't know, but have a longer CTA button that gives them exactly what it is that they can get by clicking this link. So they can kind of switch out. So if you have something, it'll show that. If not, it'll just say like, go to the tool. So we want some larger buttons. So probably putting it down here.
I didn't even think of that. I thought, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah,
just don't even give them the option to go directly there necessarily. Don't make it the same as every other one. Make the actual call to action on like exclusive deal. Because like, why would they want to go there? If you have a deal for it, they probably want to use the deal.
Yeah.
So why would you? The only issue with that is that the mechanism by which you get the deal is typically a code.
I was just thinking that.
So it's like if they click a button, they still need the code.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's embedded in the link, but when it's
not, though.
Yeah, sometimes it's not. I mean, we could do kind of what the coupon sites do, but I kind of hate those UIs where there's the pop-up and the, like the copy icon and then another button to go to the website. I kind of hate that, though. I hate someone feeling like they're on Rakuten when they're on my website.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. Why don't we just? It doesn't need to be a modal though. It could just be a little copy button right next to the button.
Yeah, we could do that.
It could be like get Notion or whatever, and then it could be on the side. It could be. I'm thinking not in the button because it makes it harder.
Yeah, I'm thinking because we're going the route of having a code, I would probably leave it as is, but maybe so like the button wouldn't change. There might be an extra button next to it that's a little more pronounced. That's like see deal, and then this button would just lead to it literally just like goes to a lower section that's right here, like if the deal's available, and this here would have like 20% off as a Craylor fan. I don't know if you'd want to put, no, probably wouldn't want any information. Probably just put like a larger, like here's the code bar, and then put another button next to it that's just like copy code.
Yeah, but do you think that would confuse users if the CTA is, get 20% off, like the main CTA button, and then there's a button next to it that says deal available?
I think I think the cleanest way to do this, if we do it like that, is typical. The standard button, no deal or anything, is get Notion. I'm just using that as an example. And then the deal button is get 20% off Notion, and you just click that button and it goes down to the section. So it's a conditional button with two options. It's either directly to the website or it's down to the section.
Yeah, I mean, playing devil's advocate, though, the section is right underneath. So are people going to understand if they click a button and their browser scrolls that much?
It's just to give another, like, it's just literally another call out. Like, for whatever reason, you don't see this, like, and you see this first, Like let's say you're just
Yeah.
used to just kind of coming here and you don't even read the content below here. You're literally just looking for this link. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like he said it's a top pick. I don't care what everything he said. I just want to go view Notion. So I'm going to click on the individual page. I'm probably going to go start clicking on view Notion. Oh, but wait, 20% off Notion. Oh, okay. Click it. It goes down. Oh, there's a code. Like it's just this in case anybody just decides to not even think about this
Gotcha.
content. Because it does happen.
Okay.
Like I'm just
Yeah.
looking, like if I'm coming here, I'm literally going to not think about all this and I'm just going to click on that.
Yep.
Like give me the link that shows me I can go to the site.
We'll work it a little bit. I think we're on the right track there.
Okay, let's kind of look at this. Like you are probably gonna have a video. If you do have a video, let's show that. Fellow platforms, other, I don't know, do you want to show others? Where are we at here? We want to tag, so best value, best performance. And then there's the tool category. And then so we have like 3 tags here. Let's go like name. And then there's going to be a smaller one here that has the category. And then you would literally place like the dollar signs, like actually either before it or next to it. I'll have to sort that out, but it wouldn't be like wrapped in anything. It would just be on the page just to kind of show that. And you actually do this. You go like duplicate, and then you set these to like a lower opacity. So we'll go like 3. Oh, okay. It's 1 out of 3 So it's cheaper. Got it. Okay. So video, I think is going to be first. I think that's super important.
How do we handle if there's multiple videos, or should I choose one video per page?
Probably featured video if you do it like this, and then there'd be other related ones or something. You're probably not gonna. I feel like you're probably not gonna have like the main featured video unless it's a video specifically about the thing. Like you probably wouldn't have like a comparison video as a main video for it. I don't know.
Probably
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I mean, well, let's just ask the question though. Out of the 40 or so tools that you're going to have, how many do you think you have specific videos for?
Maybe 5.
Do you think you have some? Okay, well, the second question is: do you think you have how many of the tools that you have on here do you have a video that mentions the thing in? Most of them.
I would think every single one. Maybe there's a very rare exception, but I usually will not list a tool or recommend it if I haven't talked about it in a video. So gotcha. I think I could confidently say every single one.
So related videos is definitely a strong concept. The featured video thing, in due time, probably have more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, real quick, hope you're enjoying the rebuild so far. Just wanted to take a moment to say that this would not have been possible without our series sponsor, Big Scoots. They've been providing top-tier managed hosting since 2010, and they're not your typical hosting company. Big Scoots owns their entire tech stack, from the servers to the network to the data center, which means faster load times, stronger security, and the ability to customize solutions for your specific site. And if you ever need any help, you can get connected to a real WordPress expert in under 90 seconds, 24/7. And by the way, right now is the perfect time to try Big Scoots because they were kind enough to give you, the lovely viewers of my channel, a special offer. If you're a new Big Scoots client, you can get 98% off your first 2 months on any of their managed hosting plans. All you have to do is click the link down in the description below and use promo code MJS for monthly plans or MJS annual for annual plans when you check out. Again, that's 2 months of premium hosting for pennies, which is basically no risk. If you've been looking to improve your hosting setup, show Big Scoots some love for supporting valuable content like this and give their managed hosting a try today. Now, let's get back to building.
I think the related tool, the explore related tools, since you don't have a ton, you could like quite literally do the similar to this here.
Yeah.
And then you'd probably put them in that like a list order. Side panel. I feel bad. I don't want to like copy this one for one, but it's a good layout.
Yeah, it is.
Get fellow. Okay, so he's showing it again. Featured tools. That makes no sense. Like, why would I want? No. Go away. I don't like that. Yeah, having like a large write up here would be good too.
I'm kind of envisioning one detailed description box. I don't really
like the separated.
Yeah, I don't like that because I just want more flexibility of I can say as much or as little as I feel like I need to say about a tool, and I'm not trying to stuff a bunch of boxes just to have content.
Mm-hmm. Could you probably do that right in the actual block editor too? We could just use that for it because you might want to do some like interesting shit in there, like interesting type content, rather than just like a WYSIWYG editor. You might
I
want to
mean,
do it that way.
how is the block editor better?
It's just better. I'd use it.
You could just do more.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to do like charts and weird shit or something for some reason, like you could do. What I'm specifically saying is, what is the detailed description? Where are you going to paste the detailed description? Are you going to paste it into a a WYSIWYG field, or are you going to paste it into the block editor main thing there?
Okay. Yeah, because, I would prefer the block editor for sure.
Yeah, I would never like put a blog post into, the WYSIWYG situation at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which WYSIWYG, I think you mean Tiny MCE, the old school.
Maybe. No, I'm not talking like a classic editor. I mean, like if you go to Jet Engine and you say WYSIWYG field, and then it's like that. But I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, it's basically a form of the classic editor. It's just like a mini version of it with your controls at the top, bold, italics, all that.
Yeah,
and where you can flip between the visual view and the HTML.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just Tiny MCE.
Gotcha. So we're going related. We went related tools on the right there, and we had a little.
I would, but I'm also thinking about like how we're gonna stack them. Like, do you want to show the good, better? I'm just gonna say good, better, best for now, because good, better, best thing here as like as a quick overview.
I don't know. Again, it's like, how do I frame it? If we are going with the good, better, best mentality, I feel like that UI is designed to just push people towards the best. But the reason I list multiple is because there is that nuance of use cases. I don't want someone to get the idea, hey, if you want to spend a little bit more, you can get something better, because that may be true, or it may not. Maybe for their niche project, the tool that they're currently on really is the best one.
I mean, could we just change it so the emphasis isn't on the dollar signs, but it's on the tag?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good answer. I don't want someone to get caught up in.
Yeah, I mean, I think Christian's take is the dollar signs, therefore the price is like a piece of the puzzle, but that's not where the actual emphasis is when he speaks about them.
Yeah, I mean, the dollar sign is just there because I know there are a lot of budget sensitive people in my audience. So, some people tell me I don't care about price. So I'll just recommend what I think is the best tool for their use case. But a lot of people say, hey, I need the cheapest thing possible that's going to get the job done. And that's kind of why I started thinking that way.
So that read full comparison is a call to action to send them to like the archive of web hosting, or
which would be the same as like this category.
Wouldn't that be like a blog post though?
Well, I think we talked about this a while ago. We were like, how are we going to position those archives? Because the way that they are now is like this. Well, this is the tool library archive, the tool archive. But like when you click into view all email hosting, which I guess we didn't technically do. We didn't do an archive for. This is a you question, Christian. Like what do you want when somebody clicks on that? What do you expect them to see?
Okay, I think I got the wrong idea about Nick's approach, because my understanding was when they click that, it's going to go to the other design he had to the left of these, where it would have the categories and it would have like email pre-selected, and it would only show the email options there. Is that what you were thinking, or am I off there?
We can. I was thinking comparison.
Okay,
but it could be this. That's the easy one. That's the easy thing to do.
Well, it's less work for Christian. That's what that is.
And you.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Well, I mean, just like content wise, though, Christian would have to do he would have to do comparisons for every category.
That's true.
It would have and this is what we talked. I'm remembering people when they're watching these or binge watching these episodes are going to remember. I remember us talking about the fact that like you would have to do that every single time. And if you had like 5 or whatever in your comparison, anytime that it changed, you technically kind of feel like you have to go back in and update that comparison archive effectively, or whatever we would call that, because now you have new information or tools changed or you swapped another one in or something. So
I think the bigger issue I have, even beyond the work for me, is I think I would rage as a user if I see this view and I click and there's an article in front of my face that I feel like I have to weed through. I'd be like, no, I want to see all the tools that are listed there so I can pick what I want.
That I actually had a thought on that. How do you do that? Is you just show like, it would quite literally be a row of the top tools, like at the very top, like just you get what you want, but it's like, do you want to read the full comparison? The full comparison is right below.
Okay.
And now, okay, so here's a thought. That could be like, if there is a comparison available for it, like let's just show the tools on top, right?
Yeah.
And then if there is one available, it just shows below, and you can have your full write-up.
I do like that. I mean, if you look at my current site, I'm kind of doing a version of that. Not really, but I do. If you scroll down on every category, I have the appropriate comparison, and I could easily expand on that and do a write-up.
Make that into a post or something.
Yeah.
I would, just to have the content, especially for SEO purposes.
Yeah, I like that.
And like, what if I don't want to read this, but I don't want to watch this, but I do want to know, okay, why Hostinger?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, what did you say, best managed? Why Kinsta, right? So now I can go in and I guess I kind of want to, this is the hard part. Like, I'd kind of want to see why Kinsta versus Hostinger. And so I'd want to scroll down and read that. So if I go to the Kinsta page, I might not get why Kinsta over Hostinger.
Yeah,
that's
a great point.
So it would be good to have a write-up below, like give them what they want here, and then have that write-up below it with the video if you have it.
Christian, are you like 110% leaning into the comparison thing? Because I feel like I've got mixed signals.
I guess I'm still getting mixed signals. I love doing them. They're a ton of work to do though. So I'm hesitant to commit and say like, I'm always going to do a comparison, but that is kind of my bread and butter. What makes me happy when I'm making content.
Let me ask the question slightly differently though. So I don't mean like every video is a comparison. What I mean is like when you think of your tools ecosystem and everything here, if you're telling somebody about a tool, like, are you inherently comparing it to other tools and that's how you've arrived at your decisions? Or like somebody like me, like if I hear about something and then I use it and it's decent, I'm just going to use it. And I'm going to tell you that this is why I use it. I'm not going to tell you 16 other things that I compared it to and like, this is why I used it. I mean, over time, maybe. But if that's the case, if you're like that and you've tried a lot of tools and you like, this is why I use this one, there's probably some value there. And maybe that is like something that we should constantly remember and lean into anytime we're around this. And that might be a reason to lean more into that comparison part.
Yeah, I'm definitely like that. When someone asks, what tool do I use? I don't just give them the recommendation. I give it to them and I'm like, here's why I like this over all the other ones that I've tested.
Look at this, real-time AI.
Wow. I love how it says every 1 to 2 months, and then there's like a 6-month gap between them.
2, 3, 9. Oh, I closed it. No. Yeah. So you are doing comparisons. It's just not always.
Yeah, that's the tough part. It's like I'm not a comparison channel, but that's a huge part of what I do. But taking what Mark just said, my way of describing why I like a tool is almost always comparison based. It's because I've tried 5 or 10 options and this one stood out above everything else.
I mean, if you're good with doing it, I think we lean into it. It's just like you have to. Yeah. The only thing with that approach is it's literally content, whether it's a video or post or whatever. Like it's content dependent because, you would have this type of page and then underneath it you would have the full thing.
I'm fine making the commitment at least on a text basis. If we can design the UI where it doesn't always have to have a video, I do not mind writing a book for every single category about how they compare. It's just that video element that I'm a little bit apprehensive about.
No, I would say just you have a video there if it's available. Otherwise, don't stress it. Okay. And again, have a comparison there if there is a comparison. Otherwise, you just literally have the tools.
Yep. All right, let's do it.
Add it as you go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's go back into Figma then.
Okay, got another thought then. Yep. Right where you're at. So when we say related tools, I mean, I don't want to get, again, super semantic right here, but I think, again, like related to me, like if those are all going to be in the same category, then it's like some sort of different language, because it's not like it is related, but it's like check out these other, like something. It's got to be something like that. It's got to be like a little pizzazz CTA thing there. Eventually, and maybe just again stew on this in your free time, Christian. But like, how would you say it's like, oh, hey, you might like kind of like you might like these, but you might want to compare these ones as well, because if they get to this point and they haven't gone through the whole architecture, they don't understand how we've laid this out. There's a lot of like, tangential value at that point to looking at the other ones. So just something to think about as we.
Yeah, I guess the question there is, are those the other tools in the same category, or are those complementary tools? Like I could totally recommend email hosting on a tool single that's web hosting.
It's probably two different sections.
It would be. I would just duplicate this then if that's the case, and like have a.
It's kind of like how Tool Finder had it.
Complementary tools.
Yeah, that might be a good
something
term.
Like that.
Not. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And you just remove that, but it would have the.
You could have more there, yeah. Now,
and then what I would actually do is
going to be a relation,
like
probably.
I was just thinking that, Mark.
Dude,
I already got it.
Glad I'm not building this.
That's my favorite part, bro. I mean, building the UI part, I don't know. Kevin's on speed dial, but
yep,
I'm not.
And then I probably would say that, like, okay, you're showing me a complementary tool, but why? Like, so I might have like a short, like here's the title, and maybe like a short little write-up as to like why this complements. And this is just a thought.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I like it. It feels highly intentional, not like it's just some algorithm pushing random junk.
Yeah. Like, he's just pushing a sponsored tool.
Yeah, because you see related or, buyers like you also buy. You're like, yeah, whatever. It's garbage.
I like that. Yeah.
Now, other thing to consider, sidebars get disregarded because we often just think of like these as ads. It's just how our mind works now, thanks to advertising. So I'm just going to create a duplicate of this one. Like, what really is driving them to other tools important to us? That has to, like, if it is, we want to put it in line with the content, the other content.
I would say, if anything, I think complementary tools should be in line, because this feels like a weird way to look at it, but it's like on my end, I want to see more conversions. So I'd rather have them look at multiple tools that they can use together over getting in the weeds about comparing the same category of tool. So like the, more web hosts when you're on a web host single, that can probably go in the sidebar. I don't think that's as important as the complementary tools, upsells, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, so then we'll put this in line. I'm thinking I wouldn't want to do it like at the top here, because if you don't have, I was thinking of putting it basically here, but if there is no video, it's going to be above the content.
Yeah.
So we'd want to put it below and probably just have it full width, and then have like 3 cards of complementary tools. Explore related tools, explore applicable videos, got that, explore. Okay, can you tell me about this one? Explore associated partner.
Yeah, so some companies have multiple tools that I recommend in different categories. So our idea was you could click their name, it would be hyperlinked, and it would go to another single and have everything related to that company. So
this is a sidebar.
An example could be,
okay,
I might have multiple plans that I recommend at Hostinger. They also have a tool called Horizons that's like a vibe coding tool that I think is cool. So it's like, if you want to see every Hostinger tool that I recommend or have talked about, you can click the hyperlinked company name and it would go to sort of like their profile. Also like Nord Security, they have NordVPN, they have Saley, which is an eSIM service. So it's Proton's another good example. Proton's got Proton Pass, Proton VPN.
Actually, take what I said back. It might just be up there somewhere, like almost like how you have like product name. you would have product name somewhere, and then underneath it you would have just your company name, possibly.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that it does start to get a little bit complicated when I think about what do we display on the card, because I'm thinking if it says, title is like WP Engine by WP Engine, that feels whack. But like Proton Pass by Proton Security.
Well, you wouldn't. I mean, are you going to say? I don't think you can say WP Engine as a product, as a tool.
Yeah, but
you can't.
But if I just use the name managed WordPress hosting, I mean, does that feel too generic?
Well, I mean, you can't just say managed WordPress hosting. You'd have to say like WP Engine managed WordPress hosting, which is stupid. Like categorically like that or whatever. Like semantically, that's stupid because you can't say it twice. You'd almost have to say. You're never going to say though like managed WordPress hosting just randomly somewhere. Like you would never list it like that in that fashion. So it's almost like you would have to have the WP Engine logo or icon and then say like managed WordPress hosting as like the actual tool name. And then in the admin in the back end, you'd have a column that would say the partner name, which is really the company name. And then down here, you would have something like this. Now, the biggest problem with this is what are you going to put for the logo of managed hosting at WP Engine other than the WP Engine logo? You know,
yeah,
what I mean? It's
I think, Nick, this is a question for you. On those cards, do you think we should put hero sections of the website almost like a product image, or should we put the company's logo? Like you click email hosting, and we had that page that you worked on with the sidebar to choose a category. We'd have the comparison right up. That right there. What are we putting there? Is it the company's logo, or is it like a screenshot of the hero section trying to make it feel almost like a product?
So it could just be the icon. It doesn't need to be this.
Okay.
Right? Like we don't have to complicate it too much.
Yeah.
It's easier to do the other way. With what you were talking, I know we were doing. I'm not saying it's easier. I'm saying it's like with the minutia of what this tool library is. The way that you have this currently structured, Christian, the first two tools here could be WP Engine managed hosting and WP Engine WooCommerce hosting, from what I understand. Yes?
Yes.
So like, what are you going to put for two icons for that other than the WP Engine logo for both of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you could go to both of the URLs, both of their sales pages, and you could put two different screenshots there, like you currently have that thumbnail there right now.
Yeah, but I mean the landing pages might be very similar. It could be a case where only the heading text is different.
The logos might be identical.
Here's an idea of, I did that for mine, not to like plug my site, but I just took screenshots of if it had a decent hero, I would just take a screenshot of the hero and then put it there. And if not, I would just take the icon and use it or the logo. That's kind of what I did. Just to show you what that might look like.
You got all fancy here. Yeah, there's a ton of different ways you laid this out.
I feel like it makes it feel more legit the way that you've done it. I don't know, something about just seeing an icon or a logo. It
does feel low effort.
Yeah.
Like this AI Reloom, these are all the heroes kind of giving me an idea of it. The icon doesn't really give me an idea. I can quickly kind of read this, like website designing. I hate that when I hover over it, I can't read it anymore. Let's not do that. Website designing and build faster with AI. Okay, so it's designing with websites. Like I can get it. It says AI recommendations, but the hero kind of gives me a bit more information about it.
Yeah.
It just sends me straight to it. Interesting. Okay. So I would say, let's go with it. And then here's the thing, like this stuff, like if you actually go this here, just having the hero just as the image itself, like the full width, it's not very engaging as much as it is if you make like a custom thumbnail for it, which technically there's oh gosh, shots.so. I have it up here. Like this is a really cool tool that allows you to make those really fast. You can literally just take like one of these, take a screenshot, and then toss it in.
Yeah.
Like you can make a custom one pretty quickly.
It's more effort, but I think the product is way better at the end. And it's better for the way you have this set up. Again, like if you're really engaged, I mean, if you're trying to do multiple tools at different companies, that are so close like that too. I mean, I feel like there has to be some differentiation when you're doing it.
That top square box right under the Craylor logo, do you envision that being the icon, or what is that?
Yeah, icon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I do like having that in there, so that's great.
I don't want to complicate this, but like, what is that icon if we're doing the, like, Christian, you got to give me an example. Give me the hardest example possible of two tools that would overlap like that.
I think that use case of multiple plans from the same hosting company, maybe.
Yeah.
Like WP Engine regular WordPress hosting and their WooCommerce hosting.
Yeah. I don't know what you put there other than two WP Engine logos, because I doubt they have logos for those independent products, but
yeah. But I mean, the outside would be different because it would be the two hero sections. So I don't know that really matters.
Yeah. Small detail.
I think that's where you can do the, you're only on one tool. So like,
right.
It was not going to overlap in this case, but you could still do that. Like, I like how they have this, but it's like, what is this color thing? Like, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
So we could still do the exact same thing, but with the image, right?
Mm-hmm.
And take that. So let's go, let's take the image from here as the example.
Just for fun, Christian, would that be what you put here? Or is this an example of one that would have a specific product?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I think I would just say NordVPN. I mean, I could say VPN provider, but that's going to be the same as all the other VPN options in that category.
Yeah, it's tough.
What I'm going to do for now is just do this, and we're going to say best. I don't know exactly where I want to put that yet, but we'll figure that out. Like, how is that going to be differentiated in the category?
What would just do that same orange that you have on the cards?
Possibly, but like if you look at here, these categories might have like different, are we doing different colors, or is it like every second one gets that color and then every third gets like some other, like, I mean, that has to be determined.
Yeah, but would there ever be two categories? Because when I saw that, my brain went to, okay, it'll say VPN and then best overall. Like, what was the thinking there?
If you say that everyone is only going to have one category, then we could make that architectural and UI decision. But if that's not the case, then that's what Nick's saying, is because, like, you could have a blog post. Yeah, you could have a blog post like multiple categories, and you'd have to differentiate them so they don't look like shit.
What I would do if it's only one category, like, so how I would probably do this I would take this. Okay, I'd make a category orange because that's like a secondary. It's a secondary, literally is. What color do I have here? Secondary light. I just make it that as a category, and then I would take this. I could have used it. Oh well. Primary light. It's funny how often you bounce around in design because you're like, oh, this concept, but we have to use it over here as well. And
yeah.
Okay, so I'd probably take this and go top choice, top pick. I don't know what we're gonna do here, but
just kind of looks like a button.
Would that only be?
It does. You're right.
When there's a top pick, because
this would be our tag for that.
So every card would have that.
Yeah, because you're not going to have some that aren't.
Well, that's the question.
Yeah, I mean, everything has a tag. Here's what I'm thinking though: is this feels like it is trying to make it stand out, and I think if you duplicate that on every card, it's kind of going to lose the effect.
Yeah, if every card has it, yep.
So then it's like we could only put that if there's a top pick or, yeah, interesting.
Yep. So I'm going to ask you two questions, Christian. You tell me if they're true or false statements. Every tool is only going to be in one category.
You mean one tag?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Tool categories as we have them set now. So like web hosting, VPN.
Yes.
Every tool is only going to be in one category. True or false?
True.
Okay. Every tool is going to have at least, well, probably at most as well, one of these award tags.
Yes, true.
Every single one.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. All right.
I didn't know that either. So it's good to.
Okay, so every single one is going to be in one category and one category only, and every single one is going to have some sort of a thing. Like you're not going to have, you're going to have 6 hostings, and you're going to figure out a reason for each one of them, like a main reason, and that's like the tag. Interesting. Okay, that kind of changes things.
Well, that's kind of my philosophy with, like, this is not a tool directory. It's highly curated. The last thing I want to do is give someone 3 options and 2 of them look nearly the same and I don't distinguish them and they're like, why? Why do you recommend both? Which one should I pick?
I'm gonna have to come back to how we're gonna I might have just even off camera too, is kind of talk about it and brainstorm it and then bring it back to on camera about how we tackle this. It really find a solid direction. So I'm gonna leave that off of this for now, the good, better, best, until we can figure out how we're gonna handle that. This is gonna be visit Nord VPN, and it's not gonna be like a super pronounced button. Now, if it has a deal, get 20% off Nord VPN, that's gonna be our primary button to stick out more. Then that's gonna go to the section below, which has the copy code.
Okay, so you think it's probably going to be a situation where it's like that, but I'd probably dev it where if there's no deal, then make the other one a primary.
I wouldn't, only because if I go to another page and I see a purple button, like we want to associate the primary as like this is a Craylor deal. So if they see a primary button here and they go to another page, they see the purple button. Oh, I'm going to get another deal.
Got it.
From Craylor.
Right. And that's again leverage for me to go to the brands and say, hey, do you want a purple button on the page? It'll help increase conversion rates.
Love it.
So I'm going to go ahead and go another section here. So let's grab another one.
While you're doing this, I just have one thought. It doesn't need to be addressed now, but that buy Nord Security thing, just to me, it seems like one of those bylines where you're like, did Nord put this on here? Like, are they responsible for this? I don't know if anybody else would think that.
Interesting. My brain doesn't go there.
I'm not saying that we need to change that right now. I just wanted to say that before I forgot it. So that doesn't, it's just like, to me, it's like, how did that, I don't know if there's a better way that, down the line we differentiate where it's like, because I think it's important, to establish the partner thing, but it's almost like, like a little thing in the bottom where it's like, oh, are they responsible for this being here? Or
like they're the author of it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, let me take this then.
To me, I feel like that feels more like, okay, you're just saying who actually makes this product.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I would take this away and I would literally just make this
something like that.
Yeah.
So it's the same as the heading there. What I'm basically trying to do right now is just kind of, I don't want all this text to look the same, like it's all a part of the same. So it's like, okay, this is one piece of information. This is another piece of information.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like separating the spacing a little bit just to give that feeling. Like, I don't think this is enough. Like, usually we'll use content gap, but for this, I might go like space L just to separate a tiny bit more. Yeah. Like I might do that. I really liked this style that we were going with here, like the light purple. So I'm just going to take this box that I've already made and that I can just use it again. Oh, Craylor deal.
The more that I look at this, the more I think that there is possibility where they could just click that purple button and slides down, and then they'll just know to click the thing.
Yeah, seeing how big the hero section has come out, I agree.
And the only thing here is once we have that on the right with the actual code in it, then it's like we need to make this look like that modal. We don't have to make it look like the modal, but we have to put some sort of text where it's like click this or something. Like you do have to probably spell it out for them. Like here's the code, click it, and then possibly give them another link to go to it.
Yeah, and do you think, this is getting kind of complicated, should there be a separate link that goes straight to the checkout page that's different from the visit link?
I don't think so. I personally, I like to look at what I'm purchasing.
Yeah, that's
But
true. What if there's multiple plans?
Yeah, I think probably sending them to the pricing page possibly.
Yeah. Well, the other problem with straight
and
to
we could do all that in the
checkout.
back.
Yeah, I think if we go straight to checkout, we'd be bypassing the localization potentially. I feel like the landing pages and pricing pages normally do the localization checks, and then once you press the button to go to the checkout page, it's like that specific country or currency.
Okay. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. Oh, I got a cool one. Yeah, okay. I went to Retail Me Not. So they have like the code, and then they have the copy button, and then right underneath it just says copy and paste this code at, and then it's just the name of the business hyperlinked.
Yep.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Just like that.
Copy and paste this code at. Oh, okay. And then have that be our link effect, which probably be underlined in purple or something.
Yeah.
Let's go primary for now.
Dude, that's sick.
That works.
Sweet. Love it.
And I don't want to put this here.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
But it's also not a ton of content. So it's like it could go there, but
yeah. I feel like, I don't know, it stands out enough that people's eyes are going to be drawn to it no matter where it is. I mean, it says deal. I feel like that's one of those things someone's going to see it and be like, oh, what's that?
What if we take this and what if it's in here? So let's take all this content. Let's wrap that.
Yeah, there's a lot of space there.
Left and right. And then let's throw that in here.
Ooh.
And let's fill that.
I think that's it.
Okay. I just make it smaller.
Yeah.
And not because like this is too pronounced now, and we wouldn't really need this anymore.
Yeah.
That could go away. This could become I probably wouldn't change. I'd keep it like that. Because we want to draw attention to this.
Yeah.
So I say Craylor deal.
I love that.
That's
and then
fire.
we wouldn't need this because this is doing the work for us.
Personally, I'd put that back. But
just to have it like in
just
case
so
someone doesn't understand it.
But I agree with what you're saying. I would just idiot proof it because this looks fire.
Okay.
Like this is exactly cool. It's like it was meant to go there. Because and again
stack it.
Again, and it's like, hey, listen, there's a whole little extra section that you have in the header of your thing when somebody comes to me. If you give me this deal code, and then you could be like, well, why is there all this dead space? You know, nobody's gonna say that, but you know what I mean? Like, there's all you see yours. There's a bunch of dead space right here. Yeah.
Custom. Let's grab that, and then that would just change out to the switch to. Actually, let me find so we can find one. So iconbuddy.com is a great place to get icons for anybody that's watching. This gives you like every free pack out there basically in one. And so I'm just going to go clipboard. And there's kind of a specific library that worked really well here. And it was Fluent UI. I don't know if it was system or not. No, it wasn't system. Document every choice you make, guys. It was this one. Fluent UI system icon. So what I'm going to do is, because I didn't have that before, I couldn't remember. I'm going to go to my icons here. And this here, I'm just going to take that Fluent UI system icons. Look, work. Great. And then we're going to change it to, I'm pressing K. Okay, so for anybody watching real quick, there's this thing with like icons can be really annoying. If you do the traditional like resizing here, so height and width. So if I was to go here and go to 24, sometimes it works. Other times the icon will like get all like disconfigured and it doesn't work. So if it doesn't work for whatever reason, press K on your keyboard, which is it's the scale button. You press K and you can actually resize it here. And it keeps all proportions anywhere in the files, like in the layers. So quick bit of wisdom. And because I put that directly in the same like section and I made it a component, I now have it directly here where I can change it out. Cool.
Nice.
I like that. It looks good. Yeah, looks good. Okay, and then so we'll take this away and then add a video, which is basically just a thumbnail. Do I have a thumbnail somewhere? And then this one will have the tools. So I'm going to grab, let's use our same tool design we have here. I literally grabbed that whole box. So that's my sidebar. Delete that one. And then we'll make the sidebar kind of small. Actually, let's do a grid here of 3.
Yeah.
3 by 1 for now. And then this will be the 1 and this will be the 3. Okay, I can't see this over here, so I'm going to change this to white. Okay, and I'm going to change this to the radius, not the radius small or extra small. We'll go radius. Our video is going to have the same radius, so it all looks the same. And this is looking massive. So like on these, like on the content itself, I might take the whole thing and say like, let's go width of extra large instead. That might work better. And then we're going to say we want a piece of content underneath it. So here's our video. I'm actually going to take this, go to our content, paste that, and then I'm going to remove those there, and then create like a mock. I don't know. Let's fill this. And then this we want to be sticky. So I'm going to say on prototype, we're going to sticky top edge. So if I go and preview this, that's looking really good.
That's hard, dude.
And then that would stay as I scroll.
Nice.
Yeah, we do a little offset. That'd be sick.
Offset. Yeah. Although I don't think I like the change in width here. I'm going to preview it again. Yeah, it's fine.
Is the content under there? Is that the write up? Is that the detail description?
Yes. And then we can decide, like, do you want to say on this card, like, say video? I don't
like
know.
a title, basically?
Something. Yeah, like a title to it. Yeah.
I was just thinking, yeah, because it might be worth saying, is it a comparison? Is it a review? Is it a tutorial?
Do you think it would vary?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, there are times I've done a tutorial, and then there's times I've done reviews. I probably would shy away from putting a comparison video.
That's going to be an embedded YouTube video, right?
Yeah, unless if there is a video single for it, should we just link to that? But I don't know that that's going to be the case every single time.
Nah, probably not. Yeah, I was just thinking like it's probably not going to be the title necessarily. It's probably going to be like some sort of call to action to watch it because you would see the title most likely in the YouTube embed thing. Not an important thing. But
yeah, that's true. If we do that, I was assuming we might style it more with something like Presto Player.
Yeah.
But we could literally just embed a YouTube video.
Yeah.
What about a slight gradient? Is that illegal?
Always.
Okay.
It's illegal. No, let's do it. Let's go custom gradient.
I kind of like the gradient, but I don't know.
Love it.
I'm not married to it.
I think it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
I was thinking about a gradient the whole time, but I'm like, he's the designer, so I'll let him cook.
No, I like it. I like the ideas here. I don't. Oh, the only other thing I could think of that we did not do here was this complementary tools.
Yes.
So we want that to sit. I'm going to do another section here, and that's going to be full width.
So thought while you're working on that, we have basically nothing in the sidebar. I feel like it looks kind of weird. Like we have to have at least 2 boxes in my head. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's fine.
Okay. You said it's too much, but like, what if you did do that? It's not an advertisement, but what if you did do it? So here, and what I need to do now is actually go.
I do think, yeah, you should have this twice on this page.
Yep.
Especially if it gets bigger. Like, especially if there's more sections. Would you put that in its own thing though, or would you keep it all?
What happened there? We could put it all in one, or it could be separate.
Just think it's kind of separate things because the one is like other.
And it would give it more breathing room too, so you can go and then let's view it not in this wide view here. The same.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Now here's my gripe with this. So let me grab it and paste this over here. They have these cards, right? But if I put them in a grid, like if we go this route, it has the exact same layout as our normal cards. So like I won't read this.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like I don't care. Okay, let's change it. So let's not do this like top down look, but let's do like a side by side look. So let's go card this way and duplicate, and set our grid to be down. Now I might read it because it's a little bit different. I'd take away category. I had to take away that, and you just have a longer write up. So I'm going to go lorem ipsum, 3 sentences.
This is going to be really interesting from an architecture standpoint. Like, where the write-up's going to come from. I mean, we can make a field for those, but how are we going to choose which tools display? I mean, we could do a relation.
It's all you, man. It's all you, dog. You actually, well,
but I'm
you
saying,
probably want bidirectional, because if it's like Notion and something, then you'd probably want them to show them both ways, right?
Well, yeah, like on email hosting. On an email hosting single, I'll show web hosting single, show email.
Yeah. You might want the category still in these cards, just like on the top. And you were saying earlier that because they were in the other, because the cards were formatted the other way, that they had already seen they weren't going to read that.
I just probably wouldn't read it because it's not different. Like I would expect it to just be like a generic description. But what I'm trying to do is show like, okay, this isn't a generic description. This is like how this tool relates with the page that you're currently on.
So that, okay, maybe that was what you were hinting at, Christian.
Because the write-up, I mean, in my head, the write-up is unique. It's like,
it's
you're looking at web hosting. Yes, exactly.
You know, I got to see, I think you can add meta fields to relationships. So in that case, then that is probably where you would put that, because the only place that you would ever see that text is literally exactly at that URL.
Yeah, but again, it would have to be like the write-up, if it's displayed, let me think about this. No, it would only go one way. I mean, it would be bidirectional, but I'm not going to display an email tool on an email single. So that, yeah, there could just be one set of text, I think, and it would be fine.
I have an idea how architecturally you could do that. You can actually like, so it'd be, I'm talking ACF terms. I don't know the other tool you use. I forget the name right now, but like a repeater field. So you have multiple rows, and the first row or the first field is pulling a post from tools. So which tool do you want to show? I'm going to show that tool. Okay. What's the, how does this relate? Like the description for relation. And then you pull that in there. And then for the query, what you do is you actually get like, you pull the repeater field, you extrapolate all the IDs from each individual row. So you like get this row, get this field, get the ID of that post from that field, get all of every single row, every single ID, pull those out into an array, and then create a query of all the tools that have the ID in this array. So it's kind of a backwards approach. Like, yeah. Does that make sense? I wouldn't lose you there.
It makes sense. I think I think that would work. My thought would be, the issue with that is that you're going to be on one tool, and you're going to be putting that repeater in there, but then you're going to have the other tool. It's not going to be bidirectionally linked. So you're going to have to go do that somewhere else. I'm wondering if there's a way to cheat it, and with a relationship in Jet Engine, just instead of, so you relate like, Christian, give me 2 tools that would be related.
Hostinger and Google Workspace.
So Hostinger and Google Workspace. So you create a complementary tools relation, and then on all of those tools, you would see that it's like in Jet Engine, there's a box at the bottom. You would see that. Mm-hmm. So you say connect. So you're on Hostinger and you connect Google Workspace. So then anytime you're on either tool, you see those. So that's the relationship part. But then you can also have meta fields in there. And I'd have to test it right now. I don't know if there's multiple fields that you could put, but you could still potentially cheat it a little bit. You have a field that is just specific to that relation. So then you write your blurb in there, mm-hmm. and you can, I think, I've never done it like this, but I think you can be able to do it in a way where it only shows up on the one that you want it to. I'm going to test it and see if it works.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about, I'm sure it's not rocket science. It just seems like it is because I've never done this before. I'm thinking, okay, So domain registrars, I would want to recommend on both the WordPress hosting single and let's call it a website builder single. But I would not want to recommend website builders on the web hosting single, but they would get recommended on the domain registrar single. In other words, it's if you're looking at WordPress hosting, I don't want to try to sell you another website builder. But if you're looking at domains, here's some website builders. If you're looking at website builders, here's some domains. So it's like one of those scenarios doesn't include everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's possible.
That's a ton of logic. I would probably just do it by like, I'm on this tool. I want to associate this tool with that tool. Like
I'm pretty
much manually do that.
I'm pretty much up to figure out any sort of problem like that ever. So I will figure that out. I assure you.
Well, I what you're asking for.
And I think we lost Nick.
Yeah, we did.
Nick will be back. All right, well, boys, that was another fantastic session. Don't know when the next one is. As of recording this right now, Christian and I are going to be at WordCamp next week, which is going to be far in the past by the time this episode gets posted, probably. So
yep.
We'll see you in the next one. Thank you, boys, as always, for good stuff here. We're churning and burning. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right. See you guys next one.
See ya. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. I need to say one last time, thank you so much to Nick Arce for stopping by, helping us with this design. Obviously, he's a complete wizard at this. Please go down in the description and follow him. Check out his website. Check out his YouTube channel, his X profile, everything like that. Show the man some love and support because he is obviously very, very talented at what he does. So thank you so much, Nick, for coming by and helping us with this. At this point, we've got enough of the design down to kind of get that minimum viable product vibe. So we're moving into development, specifically in Etch. And somebody's stopping by that you probably follow, know, and love. And he's going to be here to help us with the development side of things, get us kicked off, get us headed in the right direction. So buckle up. And we will talk to you in the next episode.